where to begin. Come on, delay. Today, Junior. Seriously, Twitch, today. Thank you. Dames and heren, and welcome back to FS9 Farming Simulator 19, Purbeck Valley. I am joined by David.
Hello.
So, what are you up to? Are you doing 30 do
I've got to go and grass those two fields, haven't I?
I'm not gonna.
I left the tractor over there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother about ploughing them up or out like that.
No, stick grass. What we're on mid-spring now. Don't forget, because we're running seasons, it's not as clear cut as just.
No.
So the crops and that, it looks like 36 has already done one stage of growing, which could mean it could want fertilising if you're after something to do.
Yeah, just let me go down to the shop first.
Well, he bought himself last time we turned up with that frigging block of flats on wheels, so I dread to think what he's buying this time.
I'm taking a bale trailer.
Bale trailer?
I've got to go and get some food for the frigging cows.
Just use tipper and do it in, you don't have to do it in bales. But do we own a tipper yet?
Probably not.
Yes, we do. We do. We own that twin-axled lizard one.
Oh, okay.
Just take a trailer to that sell everything point.
I've already bought the bales. I bought them before the stream. So...
This is what I have to put up with, ladies and gentlemen.
I only bought 8. So... yeah. I'd like to see more of what we saw today at Monza. Not the fact that Hamilton got his ass kicked, not the fact that Ferrari completely showed themselves fucking up. Vettel loses his brake cable.
No, one cable. Didn't we see part of the frigging caliper come flying out?
His back brake exploded, but he lost his cable. He lost his back cable. That's what he lost. He basically lost his brake cable as well. He had no brakes. And then...
oh yeah, the way you went storming through those barriers like the flaming door level on Fall Guys.
Jesus. And then bloody... fucking Leclerc binning it.
And let's be fair, what caused Hamilton's penalty was another Ferrari problem, because it was a Haas dying.
Well, it wasn't that. The Hamilton penalty was because he went into a closed pit lane as well.
Yeah.
He didn't read the pit lane, that's why Giovinazzi got it as well.
It's funny how quickly Giovinazzi's penalty came through though, and Hamilton's took.
Yeah, Hamilton's took a bloody while. Why?
Yeah. I have my ideas behind that, but I'm not going to say them on air.
I bet there's some I bet you he's gonna I bet you he spits his fucking dummy out over that shit. I can't. He went up during the bloody the red flag. He went up to the stewards.
I'd have made him finish the race on that scooter. For that.
I get. Yeah, you want to have it out with the stewards, but.
To think of that, one of the more interesting things I read online that sums up perfectly. Now that Gasly won it in the AlphaTauri, both Honda-powered teams have run a race before McLaren.
Yeah.
Who ditched that Honda engine.
But the thing that fucking Sainz had a complete utter hard on for fucking Gasly. He wanted it to get him.
Yeah, because where's he going next year if he doesn't figure out a way to terminate that contract?
I hope he terminates that contract. I really do.
But I think if he'd have won on Italian soil before he'd have gone there, I think that's what he was. Well, obviously if you're setting your ass in a race car, you've got to want to win. If you don't want to win, you don't belong in a race car in my book.
Yeah, but it's not that.
And I reckon a couple of laps more he'd have probably got Gasly. I think it's just he ran out of time.
He wanted one more lap, and I think he'd have had him.
One or two. I think he was getting there, but he just ran out of road.
The thing that gets me, though, it was just so funny just to watch Hamilton start bitching over this penalty, and it's like, at the end of the day, yeah, Hamilton did well. I'll give him his credit. He did well to get back to where he was from 30 seconds back.
When you consider Bottas couldn't even catch a Reynolds.
Yeah, that was shocking. But
yeah, Bottas couldn't even catch the Reynolds.
His team, technically, yes, his team's at fault. If they knew they'd shut the pit lane, so why did they call him in? But it made that race a lot more interesting.
Oh yeah,
that was a race.
It didn't make it interesting. It made the race. It's not just really interesting. It literally.
No, but that's
that
how.
Second half of that race was superb.
Yeah.
That was up there with Germany last year.
Yeah, and that's how racing should be. None of this bullshit that we've got now. That is how racing should be, like today. Apart from the Ferraris making a complete and utter tit of themselves on home soil. But
well, they're on home soil. They're back next week, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's Mugello next week.
Yeah.
Which, am I wrong, or isn't Mugello Ferrari's official test track for road cars? Is it Mugello? I lose track. I think we've had F1 racing at Mugello in the past, but it's a lot of years ago.
It's in Tuscany.
So it's not the one. No, it's not the one at Modena. Then it's not the one out the back of the Ferrari factory.
No, Mugello is a racetrack in Tuscany, San Piero, Tuscany.
Ah. Because if we've got 3 on the bounds, then we've got another Italian Grand Prix, haven't we? We've got
Imola.
another one in Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, Imola. It's basically Mugello basically does a lot of the some of the MotoGP stuff as well. It's actually Oh, hang on, no. Okay, no, sorry, you are correct. It's owned by Ferrari and it's their test track. Yep, so it is the test track. But it's in Tuscany.
I like how you say I'm right, like there was another option.
Yeah, no, it's owned by them and it's their test track.
It's Ferrari's own circuit. So if they don't turn up and perform there...
that will be embarrassing.
I'll tell you what, I wonder if there's a supply shortage of horses' heads in Italy right now. Because there must be quite a few turning up in people's beds just lately.
I tell you what, I can't believe Leclerc was going good and then he just binned it.
It looked like pure. I mean, we don't know for definite, but it looked like pure driver error, didn't it?
Yeah.
He got a little bit too wide. He got loose, and as he countersteered, he suddenly bit the tarmac and fired him off. But it went in that barrier hard, like.
I tell you what, that looked fucking nasty. It did look nasty. Yeah, I mean, you could see all the smoke and everything, like, when they went to the cockpit cam, and it was like, ooh, if it's on fire, why the hell are you taking your time getting out of it?
Probably because he was just in the process of doing a system reset and figuring out which way was up.
Yeah,
I mean, if you just got into a wall at that kind of speed, you're not going to jump straight out and start doing the Charleston. You're going to spend a few minutes making sure all your limbs are still attached.
See, he sounded like he was in pain, but he fucking legged it quick enough.
I think he was just winded, wasn't he? I think it knocked the wind out of him.
I'm not bloody surprised at the speed he clumped that.
And then for the marshals to drop it off the crane.
That was funny. They struggled to get the front wing out of the tyre barrier, and next minute you just see the bloody car go. It's like, whoops.
That was as bad as, wasn't it, Azerbaijan the other year when they clonked the bloody bridge with a crane
Yeah.
and dumped hydraulic fluid all over the track?
Whoops. Yeah. It was... I mean, it was an interesting race. Second half. First half was okay, and then it got interesting when he had this, when it was like the penalty and stuff. You know, when the penalties were announced, it was getting a little bit interesting, and then when he had to issue his penalty, that's when it got more interesting. And like I say, I'm not got anything against Hamilton. I just don't.
Likewise, well, I've got to think, what I've got against him is the whole attitude and the way he conducts himself. That's the problem. That
is the problem that I've got with him. He's not a bad. Don't get me wrong. He's not a bad driver.
I don't think anybody can argue that point. I mean,
but it's his whole attitude that puts a lot of people off him.
And I'm always annoyed because I like to support Brits, and I find it really hard that I'm sort of like got a British driver doing well, and I can't like him. I just can't bring myself to.
Because he's arrogant.
Which brings me on to a point. Listening to the stuff after the race, I don't know what you heard, but they were talking to Ricciardo. Did I hear right? He's going to McLaren next year. Sure, you were talking about, because if that's the case, that's him and Alonso, which number one doesn't actually sound like a terrible lineup.
Yeah.
Number two, where's Lando going?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'll look it up in a second, but I'm sure they were talking to Ricciardo. I'm sure he was talking. I heard it as if it sounded like he said he was going to McLaren next year.
Why?
I don't know. I could have misheard, but it's how it sounded to me.
I don't see why. What's the point? I don't see why he would go back there, though. I don't think Ricciardo's ever been. I don't see why he would go there, and why don't he just go back to?
Because there's a drive available there, and let's be honest, the McLaren, we have Merc Donkey in the back of it next year. Could be a formidable car.
Is Latifi an American?
Now you're asking a question.
Because obviously I heard the team radio because of Williams.
No, I don't think he's American, no.
He just sounded.
Yes, McLaren, yes, Daniel Ricciardo going to McLaren for 2021.
So where the fuck's Norris going?
That's it, unless they're doing a straight swap and he's going to Renault.
Oh, don't put him in a Renault. I mean, he's got some body. Him and Sainz are good, to be honest. No, don't stick him in a Renault.
Now that's interesting. The only thing I've just googled Lando Norris 2021.
Yeah.
And I've got an article from June this year that says it will be Ricciardo and Norris. Now we actually know that's not the case anymore.
No.
According to everything on here, I'm finding this is going to be McLaren. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that Alonso was going to McLaren, wasn't it?
Wasn't he? I thought he was Williams. Was he not?
Renault. Ah, I'm getting myself confused. Alonso's
What?
going to Renault. So yeah, so it's Norris and
Nice. Danny
it's
Rick.
Norris and Ricardo. Yeah, Alonso's going to back to
Nice. I thought Alonso was going somewhere, but
I knew it was definitely a fun. For some reason, I didn't mean he was going to McLaren. I got that one wrong. That does happen on very rare occasions.
yeah. So if he is going to
So that's it. Ricardo's going to
Nice.
McLaren, and Alonso's going into the Renault. So it's going to be Ricardo and Lando in the McLarens. Okay, yeah, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, but Danny Rick is a good driver. I think he's a bit.
Danny Rick was, in a lot of ways, he was unlucky. I actually said when he left Red Bull, I said at the time, to me, he was going to go down. To me, there's been different tiers of F1 drivers. There's the really good guys, there's the good guys who never won championships, and there's the average guys. To me, there's certain drivers, him and Coulthard, I always said, well, I would think were really good but never won a championship, just never got the opportunity. I would almost put Barrichello in that bracket as well. And to me, Danny Rick was like that. He was a good guy, but he just never got the breaks.
Yeah, but you've got to think. He was with Stapp.
Well,
I can't believe.
Well,
He was
if Red Bull can get their act together.
He was unlucky today.
The one thing that did make me laugh was Hamilton came out the pitch from his penalty. Who was the first guy who was going to meet Albon? I was thinking, can he repay him for Austria?
Yeah.
Just when we cut to a shot and there's Hamilton in a gravel trap somewhere. It's like... That's the thing though, in a lot of ways, I mean, we finally got the race where Hamilton got overthrown. Verstappen failed to finish, Bottas came about 7th, so championship-wise, he's made bollocks all difference.
No, it hasn't. It's done shy at all. It just made an interesting race. But, like Brundle and that lot were saying, they want more of this. They want more... They want more of that, like, different...
True F1 fans want that. Now, I'm not saying true F1 fans don't want Lewis to win. Actually, if Lewis wins by half a car length on the last lap, I'll say that's a damn good race. It's when he wins 14 hours down the road.
Yeah.
That to me it loses it. I told you I like touring cars because the fact is that at the start of the race there's about half the grid could win it. You know, that keeps it interesting.
Do me.
And yes, as the old saying goes, the cream will rise to the top. But
yeah. Do me a quick favour.
Go ahead.
What? Oh, never mind. It's alright.
What did you break and how have you fixed it?
No, I was just jumping to the Scarrock. I didn't realise you took the Scarrock down there.
Well, I had to get to my tractor somehow, didn't I?
Yeah. Right, I'll be back in a minute and then we'll continue this discussion.
10-4. Well, folks, welcome to the F1 podcast. But no, I don't know how many of you watching this are F1 fans. Drop us a comment if you were, what you thought of. Well, Monza was the race when we record this. When it's uploaded, I don't know if we're going to be a few races on from that. But in this most interesting of years we've had, the fact that we're on 17 races this season, we're on a really good season of races. We're getting them in very quick succession, which I've said this year has been amazing for racing fans. Because pretty much every weekend, without fail, there's at least one thing on, sometimes several. And, you know, we're actually getting some real entertainment, which is great. Well, so he's looking for the Scarrock, he's not taken it because it's still over here. Oh no, he's sat in it.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So no, that was it.
And don't worry, I didn't just come to make radio silence.
The they're on about like qualifying, right?
Yeah, feel free to take the Scarrick away if you need it, by the way. I don't need it down
No,
here.
I don't need it. Yeah, they're on about like qualifying and grid order and stuff. Like the qualifying determine grid order and shit like that.
Yeah. Funny, I was talking about that with my dad just before. I talked about prospect of like reverse grids. Now, I have
that's what
one major.
That's what they're on about. That's what they were talking about.
The only issue I have with that, and is what I said to him, was something that did occasionally happen in touring cars, because touring cars do a reverse grid on race 3.
Yeah.
Now it's a random number between 6 and 12 that get reversed, and the reason it's that is because when they first did it, it was the top 10. And any lad running about 8th, there was the temptation for them to slow down.
Yeah.
Now, to try and remove that temptation, now that's the problem. If you had a car running 18th that's not going to score any points anyway, you don't want them starting backing off and slowing down.
Yeah.
To try and get 20th. So,
Well, I don't know. It's just a case of. I'd like to see.
what they could do, what I'd like to see, you could almost do it on championship, reverse championship order, like a little sprint race, like 20 laps, that decides the order for the main race.
Yeah.
Do that on a Saturday afternoon, just a little, like, say, like, 25% race distance race, or 50% if you want it to be. Wow, this hill's pretty steep.
But yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of Ferrari. I bet just feel really, really embarrassed. And if they don't get the shit together, they're gonna feel really embarrassed next weekend.
Trouble is though, what's getting the shit together entail, and can they actually do it in a week?
Probably not.
You know, that's the issue in a lot of ways. Is there's obviously deep issues with that Ferrari. I mean, we saw that at Spa.
Which Ferrari?
The factory Ferrari.
Well,
I think we're at a point now where I think a lot of teams didn't actually know how much of this season was going to go ahead.
Yeah.
And we know next season a lot of teams aren't bothering to do a lot of development because there's such big rule changes in 22 that they're not going to pump a shit ton of money into the 2021 car.
No.
I also think we should say at this point, since we are on the F1 podcast right now, should take a second just to say thank you to the Williams team for Claire and Frank for all their years at the head of.
Well, yeah, Williams.
You know, all the great moments, some of the great moments in history that have come from the Williams team.
Well, who else was Williams? Oh, that was it. That was another thing. You know, it was either Vettel or Bottas. One of them has bought didn't just correct me if I'm wrong, was it Mansell that raced for
Williams? He did.
Williams?
He had the famous red 5.
Well,
Actually, there's also Damon Hill, because he raced the first. I think he's like the only guy who ever raced as number 0.
Well, Bottas has actually bought. It's either Bottas or Vettel has bought one of the old Williams cars for the private collection.
Right.
One of the historic, cars. So.
No, fair enough. But yeah, it was Damon Hill, Mansell, both stand out. Go back to the BMW era with Montoya and that. Yeah, they have had some I mean, taking away last year's performance, in the past they were a pretty damn good team.
Right, where the fuck does this bale go?
In fact, even Bottas got his win with them that got him promoted to the Factory Williams car, wasn't it? Factory Mercedes car, sorry.
Where does the straw unload?
For what coups?
Yeah.
You just have to sort of wander around the trigger points till you see.
Well, I've got the bale, haven't I? So...
Christian Bale or Gareth Bale?
It won't be Gareth. I have seen him do the bales, but I can't remember where he put it. Where the hell did he put it?
Let's have a look a second. Have I got my steering sensitivity turned up or something? These things feel very...
Because this is...
Ah, that feels a bit better.
Because this is for bedding. But that's the animal...
Storage, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the dialogue box. Oh shit, I know what he did. He shredded it, didn't he?
You have to buy a bale shredder.
Shit.
No, I actually quite like bale shredders. I use them quite a bit on Baltic Sea.
I'll leave that there a minute then.
See that big red one I always used.
These are round bales.
Yeah, it'll take round bales. It'll take any.
Where are you? Is it under baling technology? Or is it not? It's animals,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, they're usually under animals. The bale shredders.
Yeah, it's there, the Kuhn Primo 15070.
Kuhn.
Not expensive either.
Which one is that? Kuhn Primo. Oh, is that...
15070.
Yeah, it's the...
And you can get like 4 or 6 bales in if you stack them carefully, so you can get...
Yeah. I only need the shredder for the straw. I don't need it for... The other bales can be just pulled down. Oh, yeah. Shit.
Look before pulling out, will you?
It's a bit late when you come bowing down.
I was on the road, you were pulling out of a junction. It's you that's in the wrong there.
So what have you done with your tractor?
Tractor's still in field, I'll come back in Scarrock. Bloody Nora. See, when I tagged you in that video on Facebook, I wasn't so fucking far off.
I couldn't add that to my timeline for some reason.
I've no idea. Well, it was about right for your driving.
It was a bit of an ouch moment. But...
I'd actually only stand there and think, you know what, thank God he found an Arctic unit. If it had been a small hatchback, he'd have come round that bend like that.
Yeah.
He'd have flattened them.
Oh yeah. It was a massive one, it as well.
It's a case.
Was it? Looked like a massive.
It was a case Magnum. I thought it was a case Magnum.
Don't know.
For those who haven't seen it, it's a video going around Facebook of some home CCTV where it's looking at a bend on a road and a tractor comes round it rather too fast, can't keep it on his own side of the road and manages to luckily miss the cab. But collides with the trailer of an Arctic going the other way and rips the axle off the Arctic trailer, rips the front end off the tractor.
The tractor come off a lot worse.
Well, to be fair, an Arctic trailer is nothing more than really a metal substructure, which is pretty goddamn tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, we see it was a case magnum.
don't know. So, like I said, I think I enjoyed a lot. I think I enjoyed the race today. It was a lot better than previous.
Yeah. So it was up there with Germany last year,
Yeah.
didn't they?
It
Look
was.
at the video now. Like, yeah, it's a case.
Ah, okay. It was just red.
Funny you say that. I deliver to a part of my work. I deliver to it's a yacht club marina. We
Mm.
deliver to the restaurant there, obviously. And they've got an old Massey for launching boats. It's like a 385 or something,
Yeah.
but it's painted in Ford blue,
Okay.
and it wrecks my head every time I see it.
It breaks your
It's
head.
only paint. Yeah, just because it's like it's a blue tractor. It's gonna be a Ford or a New Holland. It's a Massey. What?
Yeah, it's
I'll
weird.
try and get a picture.
It's
It's
very
obviously
weird.
been like refurbished at some point in its life, and they've just
Yeah, but I wonder
thrown a.
if they've done that colour because there is a tractor around here that does like for boat launching and stuff, but I never get the
Mm,
chance to see what make it is. And that's blue.
yeah, it's about an N red, so it's more like a Massey 385. It's not particularly big, thick, because it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
But it's proper bright, like Ford or New Holland blue. It's as
Probably
if
do.
like they were doing it up on actually how much with the tin of paint they had nearby at the time.
Yeah. So if you were to give driver of the day for the race though today, who would you have picked?
Uh, Funny thing is, I did vote. I give it to Gasly. Kept his head out in front. You know, Sainz was coming at him, and he just kept it where he needed it
Hmm.
and brought it home. And you know, and that's
Where are you?
I'm in the field. Don't panic.
Okay. Um.
To me, it's either Gasly or it's Sainz.
Yeah, I would have picked either one of them. I'd have picked probably Signs.
If Sainz had took the win off Gasly, they definitely got him. I think the way Gasly just managed to hold off at the end. As for Stroll, I was halfway to take Sainz out. When he missed his braking zone into that bloody chicane.
Mm.
I just thought his brakes had failed at first. He disappeared until he come back on the track again. Like, what? Just taking his own route.
I I thought Vettel was gonna take somebody out. Like.
No, say the biggest thing, the commentator talked about it was him going into the pit lane. If he'd no brakes, you don't want team mechanic standing there ready to take the car.
Well, that's why
Like bowling.
he managed to get. He just brought it back dead slow, didn't he?
Just crawled it in, yeah, because he knew he didn't have a lot of braking power.
There was a bit of a kerfuffle, wasn't there? To do with Norris as well, apparently. Slowing down because of the double
Yeah.
stack.
Well, did you see one of those? The car right behind him did nearly cream into the back of him. Had to be the lock brakes, the emergency stop.
Well, they all sort of did.
In a lot of ways, McLaren were kind of unlucky because before the red flag, they were running second and third. I mean, fair play. I love that start, but the two McLarens just got stuck straight in. And just, just ate Bottas.
There was no messing. Bottas didn't have a chance. He got swamped. And he didn't have, the best thing was, he didn't have Hamilton to back him up. And it proves that Bottas, don't get me wrong, yeah, he's a good driver, but he just can't seem to quite manage.
As I put it, he's a solid midfield driver. I don't think he'll never get a championship. But the problem is the perfect lapdog. He really is. He's solid enough, but I don't think he'll be one of the drivers that won't get remembered. But you think back over the years, there's certain names that F1 fans all remember, and there's plenty of names who people don't. Who they were F1 drivers, but because they never sort of did anything spectacular, just get lost to time. He'll be one of those.
No. But it's like,
I've done it myself where I've seen like an F1 clip, and you look at the list of names like, bloody hell, yeah, he used to be an F1 driver. Even from not that long ago. Can you name the entire grid from 2015?
no.
Exactly, there was 20 cars on that grid. I can probably name 10 of them.
2015. Well, obviously Hamilton will be one.
Hamilton will be one, Kimi will be one, Seb will be one.
Who?
Now.
Vettel, okay.
Don't forget, we're only talking 5 years ago here, we're not talking...
Well, who else? Stapp? Was he 2015?
No.
Well, who else was 2015? You've got... Fucking hell.
I'm actually looking at the 2015 list here now, and it's surprising me as well, some of these names.
Was Alonso 15?
Yeah.
Ross...
going through them.
Hang on. Rosberg.
Correct, it was Lewis and Rosberg in the Mercs.
Because Rosberg was a fucking challenge from thingy.
Yeah.
There was...
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do it this way. Right, Mercedes was Hamilton and Rosberg.
Right.
Next team on the list is Red Bull. Who do you think drove for Red Bull in 2015?
Danny Rick?
Correct. And his teammate that year? Oh man, we probably both have the F1 2015 game.
I know we do.
I know for a fact I've got it.
So have I.
And Danny Rick's teammate?
Was it Alonso?
No.
Right, go on. Who was it?
Kvyat.
Kvyat?
Danny Kvyat.
Really? Was it? Fucking hell.
Yeah. The Russian.
What the hell?
Right.
Okay, how do
Next
I...
one is Williams.
Ah, okay, so straw is actually full. They didn't take a lot of straw this time. Okay.
Well, we've only got 28 cows so far, haven't we?
What?
But we've only got 10.
We've only got 10 cows.
10 cows. Yeah, and the water pump looks to be working, by the way. But yeah, go on. Next up is Williams.
Okay. Williams.
I'll give you a hint. We've just been talking in detail about one of them.
We've just been talking detail about one.
Yeah, we've been talking quite a bit about one of their drivers back in 2015. About how he's a solid mid. About how he won't be remembered, ironically.
Bottas.
Bottas, correct. And his teammate?
Fucking hell, this is a test and a half.
This is proving the point I'm making, though.
Yeah, but 2015 I wasn't... I played the game,
Wasn't
but
that long ago.
yeah, I still wasn't that... Like... Give me a clue.
Was another fantastic wingman.
Oh, that could be fucking anybody.
Was Schumacher's wingman for a long time. I have
Barrichello?
one more clue, but that no. I have one more clue, but that will give it away.
Schumacher's wingman for a long time.
Yeah. Massa.
Really?
Felipe Massa.
Fucking hell.
Ferrari that year?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Ferrari that year.
Ferrari.
Ferrari's actually a pretty easy lineup.
Was Schumacher driving in 2015?
No. Because he was only in the Mercedes at the end, when he was already been through them.
What, Michael Schumacher?
Yeah, because he did his first retirement and then came back to Merck, didn't he? I think the Ferrari was easy because both of them were in today's race.
Both were in today's race. Used to
Both
drive
of them are still racing.
for Ferrari.
One of them still is. I'll give you that.
Eh? One of them's what? Still with Ferrari?
Yes. So that should make that one pretty damn obvious.
That's not Leclerc.
Correct.
It's
That narrows the field down.
it's yeah, Vettel.
Vettel, yeah. And his teammate is the old man of F1.
Raikkonen.
Correct.
Gimme.
Do you want to keep this game going, or shall we end
No,
it here?
keep going. Keep going.
Right. Well, the next team in this list is McLaren in 2015.
I'll take a punt at Ralph Schumacher.
No, you went too late.
Really?
Schumacher was the early 2000s, yeah.
Okay. McLaren in 2015. Well, we know Sainz wasn't there.
Correct.
And we definitely know Norris wasn't there.
Correct. Don't start giving clues.
Yeah.
One of them we've already been talking about. One of them's famous for a deck chair.
Well,
And the other's pattern.
Well, the famous for the deck chair then has to be...
Has to be sat in a deck
Alonso.
chair in the sun, correct. And his teammate is now a commentator.
God, well, it's not fucking Brundle. It's...
No, we're 2015 here, not 1995.
It's, oh, shit.
The last British world champion before
Coulthard.
Hamilton. Wrong.
Isn't it? No, Button.
Correct.
Yeah, no, Johnson. Fucking, yeah, it's... Yeah, but it's hard when you said
Wow.
When you said British,
No,
it's like...
I'm
What?
actually going to jump ahead one here, because when I said we're too old for Verstappen, actually Toro Rosso that year was Verstappen and Carlos Sainz.
Really? Was it?
Yeah.
Fucking
But
hell.
next on my list is Force India, and I'm not actually sure if you'll get either of these, but
Force India.
yeah.
Ooh.
Now known as Racing Point or the Pink Mercedes.
Yeah. Go on.
One of them's
Just.
still there. It's Hulkenberg and Perez.
Well, Hulkenberg briefly came back.
Yeah.
Didn't
And
get a
Perez is
race.
still there. Checo.
Perez.
Hulkenberg came back because Checo couldn't.
But
Right, Toro Rosso given you. Next one is Lotus now. Here's a blast from the past name-wise.
Lotus. Fucking hell. 2015?
2015 Lotus.
Oh.
Well, like I say, this is only 5 years ago. This isn't exactly...
Yeah, but I didn't watch F1 properly 5 years ago. Lotus back then. I've got the fucking game right in front of me, but I can't boot it up, obviously.
One of them's still in F1, one isn't, I'll put it that way. And the one that's still in F1, none of us can figure out why he's still in F1.
Is he an advisor? Is he a driver? Is he...
No, he's still a driver somehow. Can crash on his own and try and blame somebody else.
Can crash on his own and still...
He's currently the driving ambassador for the FIA.
No.
The people watching at home are probably screaming at their screens right now. It's Maldon, it's Grosjean.
Really?
And the other one, which is a real blast from the past name-wise, is Pastor Maldonado.
Who?
Can you not remember Maldonado?
No, can I fuck?
The Maldonado seal of approval, which would just crash into something.
No.
You can actually see why him and Grosjean was a great pair, because Grosjean was Azerbaijan last year, wasn't it? He binned it under the safety car. And tried to blame somebody else, and there was nobody else on the same fucking track as him. You can't remember Pastor Maldonado?
No.
That actually beautifully proves the point I was making when we got into this little game.
Carry on.
Well, we're at the back end now. What else have we got? We've 2 teams left. The first one is Sauber.
Oh, Christ, really?
Now, there's 4 drivers left. 3 of them I know for a fact you won't get, because 3 of them I wouldn't. 3 of them I can't bloody remember. And one of them I can only remember because I watched IndyCar the other week and he was in that.
Right, well, the only IndyCar... Oh god, I forget his fucking name. And I'm sure we've talked about him. We talked about him, probably not this week.
Named after a maker phone. It's a really shit clue, but it's correct.
Named after a make of phone?
Yeah.
And how many phones are out there on the market?
Not that bloody many these days. Well, actually, I don't think this maker actually does anymore. I've not seen it for a while.
Nope.
You know him, we know everyone's favourite, Marcus Ericsson.
Really? He's
He's now ringing IndyCar. When I watched IndyCar the other week, he was one of them.
Well, who else is
And the
IndyCar?
other, Takuma Sato.
No.
He's another XF1.
Somebody else's IndyCar that we know.
I can't remember now, I'd have to look. But anyway, the last three drivers I'm just going to give you, which is the other Sauber, which is Felipe Nasr. Which I can't remember that name to save my life.
Nazar?
That's not one I remember. And then there's Manor Racing, which is Will Stevens and Roberto Murray.
Well, they were obviously F2.
Possibly, but yeah, and that's 2015.
Go on then, let's go a year above, shall we? Or a year below?
What do you mean? What do you want, 16 or 14?
Let's try 14.
Alright then. Assuming I can get a similar listing. Right, I'm just going to go. Right, so the list I've got isn't in team order, so I'm going to start. We've got Hamilton in the Merc.
Alright.
Ricardo in the Red Bull.
Alright.
Bottas in a Williams. Rosberg in a Merc. Alonso in a Ferrari.
Well, if he was in the Ferrari, who was in the other Ferrari? Fernando. I remember Alonso in the Ferrari.
You do know who was in the other one. It's not difficult, that one.
Was that Schumacher?
Kimi.
Kimi and Alonso. Yeah, because wasn't there a little bit of a thing between them two at one point?
Possibly. Alonso wasn't remembered for his ability to make friends.
God help
Here's one. Jean-Eric Vergne in the Toro Rosso.
No.
Esteban Gutierrez in a Sauber.
See, that name rings a bell. Why?
Adrian Sutil in a Sauber.
No.
Kamui Kobayashi in the Caterham.
Nope.
That's it. And we're not talking a long time ago. But these names, if they don't win championships or do something spectacular, just fade into the history books.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is sadly where Bottas is going to end up. I don't think he's ever going to do anything, unless he manages to be the first F1 driver to launch a car off the circuit in the harbour at Monaco. He's not going to ever do a spectacular.
Don't worry, it's nothing expensive, I need it.
£49,000 on new vehicles is nothing expensive. God, this YouTuber money must be really coming up strong.
I'm struggling with a Massey at the minute.
Struggling with what?
Navigating the cowshed.
Well, try that little Dear John.
No, just get something to make you happy.
You bought a Fent, haven't you?
Have a shite.
Oh, that was about the price of the 519C.
Nah.
Right, well, I can't say to you folks at home, what do you think he's bought, because you can see it. I can't. I'm just here planting grass in New Holland. Although with that many hours on this, it's now pretty much an old Holland. But
So if you can get a list up for the next episode, because I think we were looking that way.
Of what?
Of F1 drivers from 2000 onwards.
What, a year 2000 onwards?
Year 2000.
Year 2000?
I'm just interested to see, like...
Yeah, I know what you're saying and I agree with you, yeah, to see what...
See if we can actually remember anybody off lists.
Yep, I've got the list here in front of me.
Well, that'll be for probably for next episode, but I'm just going to get this little thing back to the farm. Do.
Don't need to talk about yourself personally like that.
He wants a slap. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a shame that like Frank and Clara stepped down from Williams.
Yeah, Williams have done great things over the years. They've been at the helm through some good times and through some not some good times. But they were about the last of the true, like, family-owned.
Yeah.
And it's the end of an era.
And now they're going to be bought out by an American company, aren't they?
I think so. It's an American consortium and it's bought them.
I think so. Right. I'll pack this up.
I'm deliberately not looking at the list or tabbing back. I'm going to wait till I've done this field and drive over and have a look.
That's fine.
I've nearly done this and then both these fields have been grassed.
Could be worse. But anyways, guys and girls, I'm going to end this one here. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to give us a follow. All links will be in the description, and we shall see you next time. So until then.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Goodbye for now.